I know it's a minimum day, but this is important, and I want everyone to understand this. Okay, it's kind of a two-parter. It has to do with feedback I give you, whether it's resetting a mission or, giving you a pat on the back, and the avatar. So let's pay attention. First of all, the feedback. When this pops up, this is a link directly to the mission itself. It won't open up in a lightbox. It'll open up an entire page, and to get back to the map, you have to click back on the map. But it's a shortcut. If you dismiss it, that's okay, because there's also the feedback sitting right here, and you click on it and you get a little information. But that's also available if you come into the mission and scroll down to the bottom. Your feedback is sitting right here in the mission. So how do you lose track of this? Because it's also in your status panel. There's a feedback tab that has all the feedback. So there is plenty of places where this is recorded. But the number one reason, other than saying good job to you guys, that I'm resetting missions is you're putting in images the wrong size. And it has to do with the avatar mission. Avatar, Illustrator, Photoshop, vector, raster, the recipe, the pizza. They're very different things. Scotch, I already did the avatar. They're very different. I'm not just teaching you about an avatar. These are concepts that are just critical to your foundational understanding of the difference between Illustrator and Photoshop and how these two programs work. And I chose to use the avatar as an example because you save out two different size missions. In Illustrator, you can start small and upsample if you're working with vectors, because that's the nature of that. It won't hurt anything. In Photoshop, if you start small and upsample, that is a problem because this is the pizza, not the recipe. So you have to start large and then downsample. Look, all the details are in here. I don't expect you to memorize every single thing, but I do expect you to follow the instructions and be able to distinguish between what's the small version and what's the big version. What's the difference between a ping, which has transparency, as in an image that's not a square, and a JPEG. The JPEG goes on your journal. The ping goes in your profile for the avatar mission if you're working with something other than a round image. Now let's get to this. Number one, if this is the default image, I don't want to see the default image anymore. I want you to fix this. I want you to follow the instructions in those two missions. If this image is copyright, if you got it off the internet, if you got it off Google Images, I want this replaced. I want something original. Okay? If you did my silly COVID sticker or something else that was just following instructions, the instructions are to get you started. Do something new. This is new. I did this after I recorded this the first time so I could explain this to you. So you delete it and you click add an image. Now, of course, you have to create something first. But in your library, you should have these paired images. I got 2 COVID stickers, 2 pictures of Pluto, 2 of these little squares, and 2 of these 99s. And the difference is, why do I have 2? One is a small version. It's 512 by 512. This is a JPEG because it's a square. This is a circle. This is the small version. It's a ping. And that way we have the transparency. You don't get the white background like you do on the JPEG, which is the larger version. So in what I made this morning, here's the large version, which is the featured image, and I went ahead and made it 2,000 pixels square. That's 2,000. This one is 1751. This one is 1024. The large version goes on your journal. Okay, it says blog here, but it's your journal. So when you replace your image, choose your ping or your small version for your avatar. See how it's round and when you click update, I'm using the same one. This would have changed. But I have an original image that I created. I just didn't follow somebody's instructions and put up their version. I made something original. That's the point of the avatar. Make something original. I got something there. I'm done with that. You have a Tinker Toy there. Make something good. Well, I made something in another app at home. We're not working on other apps. We're working in Illustrator and Photoshop. That's the whole point here. I want you to understand that these missions aren't just one and done. These are trying to help you learn how to use these two programs effectively the rest of the year. This is the beginning. This is the jumping off point. This isn't an ending. So there you go. That's my morning rant for our minimum day. You guys have a great day. By the end of the week, I never ever want to see anything that just followed instructions and it's the same thing I made, or made with a third-party app, or heaven forbid, anything that's copyright that you ripped off the internet you didn't have permission to use, or you made with a third-party program. You got that? Okay. Thank you very much. Enjoy the minimum day.